Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how I swatch my new Art Philosophical Currents watercolor palette. I think some of you already saw this little ring of swatches that I posted a while back. I don't throw away packaging of pretty much anything I buy, especially when they're colorful or they're pretty. So I try to make use of them at some point, and this is what I do with the labels of the watercolors that I own. The first thing I do is prepare 3 thin strips of watercolor paper. These are excesses from the inserts that I custom cut for my journals. And as you know, again, I don't throw away much of anything that I own. I try to reuse or upcycle anything that's left. So anyway, because there are 12 colors in each palette, I divided each of the strips by 4 and measure it out about an inch or so, leaving about half an inch off at the top of the strip to accommodate the hole I'll be punching in later on. Once that's ready, I take out all the labels and sort them out into the order that I prefer. Also, if you're wondering, I got this palette from the Yellow Violet house. So if you're based in the Philippines, they are available there along with other Prima products and all your other crafting needs. Most of the time, I like to arrange them according to color and the darkness of the hue. That way I can compare them to each other a lot easier. As you can see, I'm just playing around with which order I'm going to place them. I start off with the blue hues first, then slowly shifting them to the green hues. I do a sample swatch like this little strip of paper here to make sure they're arranged in the order of the colors I want them to be placed. This is what takes most of my time when doing this type of swatching because I have a certain preference when it comes to which colors sit side by side on my swatch. Now, if you're wondering how I set up the order of my colors, I started with the lightest blue color first, going to the darkest hue, then switching to the one with blue-green, to darkest green, and then to the lightest green. That way I get to compare their shades a lot easier. Once I'm satisfied with that, I start painting my strips. It's actually been a while since I swatched any of my paints, so I kind of forgot how I painted my swatch strips before. So anyway, the best way to do this if you don't have a heat gun or a blower to dry your paints faster is alternate painting between each section. That way the paint won't bleed into the first one you painted, much like how it happened here. I'm trying to remedy that by leaving off the third area blank and just paint the fourth section first. I'll set that aside for now and go to my second strip. So this is actually the proper way I painted it before. I started off with the topmost section. After painting that, I leave the second portion blank for now and start painting the third section. While waiting for that to dry, I move on to my next strip and do the same process. Once I've gone through all my strips, I go back to the first one and paint the remaining blank areas. So there, I'm just going about each area, creating a slight gradient of each color. Sorry about my messy hands. I forgot to remove my faux fur and I didn't want to stain it with paint because I just recently washed it. Once I've painted all my sections, I opted to layer another coat of paint on them to make the colors more vibrant. As you know, watercolor tends to dry up lighter than when they are still wet, so doing so allows the colors to pop a bit more. Okay, so I made a mistake on my swatch sequence for the green hue, so this is my third strip. So I had to redo the last two sections, so this is the final strip. Now I'm going to stick the labels on my painted strips like so. You can use any tape like washi or double-sided tape to stick the labels. Or in my case, I'm using the My Prima planner glue pen. So don't forget to also fix the placement of your paints on your palette, similar to how you set it up on your swatch. That way it's not going to be confusing. So this is a very handy little tool to have, especially if you have a lot of paints and have as marvelous a memory as I do. That way you can check the hues of each one and you don't have to worry about re-swatching every time you pick up your paints. Then once I'm done, I punch a small hole on this left side, upper left side rather, which I forgot to include in this video, sorry. And then I add it into my swatch ring. So, and you're done. I'll be swatching the terrain palette soon, so I hope you keep a lookout for that video. Thank you and bye!